What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Jordan, and on this channel I discuss all things keto, carnivore, low carb, provide tips and tricks to help you get your health back on track, as well as sprinkle in some grocery hauls and full days of eating. So if you are new here, please consider subscribing down below. Today's topic, we are going to talk about metabolism and the ways to avoid your metabolism slowing down while on a calorically restricted ketogenic and or carnivore diet. This is something I've struggled with in the past with my months and months and months of daily time restricted feeding, 18 to 20 hours of not eating every day for a long time, plus 4 to 5 days of weight training a week. It just slowed my metabolism down over time. So today I want to talk to you about some of the things I've learned that I now incorporate into my daily life to make sure I don't suffer from metabolism slowing down. So what are some of the ways you can tell if your metabolism is slowing down? I would say, let's name a few. Feeling lethargic almost all the time, no matter how much you sleep, is probably a sign you're not getting enough food and your metabolism's likely slowing down while the body's trying to conserve the energy it does have. Cold hands and cold feet on a regular basis are a sign of your metabolism slowing down. For me personally, it was not being able to consistently sweat during physical activity was a sign that I was not fueling my body properly. And I guess those are kind of the three main things that signaled to me that I needed to change something up to get my metabolism ramped up again and feeling like I was feeling before. So with that said, let's dive into item number one and the first thing you should be doing on a consistent basis. And the first thing you should do is mix up high calorie with low calorie days. So what do I mean by that? If you're going to calorically restrict, and I see people eating 800 calories a day or fewer for extended periods of time, which is great for quick weight loss, but man, your metabolism, your thyroid, they're going to tank pretty quickly at that low of a caloric intake, especially if you are in any capacity physically active as well. Your body's going to be starved. I make sure that I have 3 meals a day on the days I weight train, and right now that is down to 3 days a week. So I'm eating 3 meals a day on those days, fairly large meals, maybe even upwards of almost 1,000 calories per meal. And on those days I end up getting 2,500 calories plus is my goal. Now for a 34-year-old male who lifts 3 days a week, does high intensity training maybe another day, swims a bunch of laps throughout the week, so I'm fairly physically active, although I do have a desk job. That still may not be a ton of calories, but for me, as I'm acclimating to eating more often and eating more calories and really pushing myself to do that, anywhere between 2,500 and 3,000 is what I count to be a high calorie intake day. So I do that on those 3 days, and then the other days I do still most of the time restricted feed, where I'm not eating till after, I don't know, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm eating 2 meals on those days, a 700 to 800 calorie lunch first meal and a about 1,000 calorie dinner last meal of the day. So I still get around 1,700 calories on my calorically restricted days, and I find that to be optimal. That allows me to maintain a lean physique, still get enough fuel in for my body to not be cold all the time, as well as keep my metabolism guessing so it's always operating at a desired level where my basal metabolic rate is not lowering at all. Really empower yourself to stop intermittent fasting, eat 3 meals a day. Sure, don't snack in between, that's fine, but eat 3 meals a day. Alright, the next thing you could do to help repair your metabolism and allow your body to continue burning weight is to have a cheat meal including carbohydrates. You may just need it for the leptin reset in itself. I know, sad to say, carbs are going to be the best for resetting your leptin and getting the right signaling from your gut to your brain, telling the brain that you have enough fat and energy storage on hand to ramp up the metabolism to release some energy. What I would do is 1 meal a week maybe even 2. I would have about 100 to 150 grams of carbs from things like rice, potato, chickpeas, lentils. Again, I know some of these are maybe harder on the digestion for some people than others, but in order to reset your leptin without having like junk food carbs, I think those are the best ways to go, and it truly will help. So do that one meal you could do it 1 week and see how it goes for the next week, and if you don't feel like it's helped, maybe have 2 meals the following weekend or the next day you want to have them with carbohydrates, and again, that will help reset your leptin big time. Next action item is to go lift some weights. You need to build lean muscle in order to keep your basal metabolic rate high and firing on all cylinders at all times. Muscle is the biggest driver of metabolism, and it's not just bro science, that's just really what it is. Lean tissue is metabolically expensive and requires a lot of energy for the body, so the more of it you have, the more calories you're burning at rest, the higher your metabolism is at all times. Get to the gym, go build some muscle, even if it's once a week doing something, or if you're working out at home, you can still build muscle at home, obviously, but lift weights, do some resistance training, tax your body in a way that demands it grows muscle to adapt to that new stimulus, and that will also do your metabolism a great benefit. Alright, and last but certainly not least, I think this is super important, and it's going to piggyback off of action item number 1, having high calorie and low calorie days, and that is to really optimize your protein intake. Really optimize your protein intake. Optimize your protein intake. The average American eats roughly 10 to 13% calories from protein, dreadfully, awfully low. Then we kick that up to about 20 to 25% for people in the ketogenic community, because everybody's been brainwashed to think they should be afraid of protein because somehow it magically knocks you out of ketosis, when in reality eating at all is going to provide some sort of insulin stimulus. Therefore, you're going to temporarily be knocked out of ketosis or dramatically have your ketone levels lowered anyways, regardless of the macronutrient content of your diet, unless you're just drinking oil. Exercise tends to knock you out of ketosis. So again, all these things, eating healthy and exercise, are good for you overall in the big picture in the long run. However, they acutely affect your ketosis, but we still don't think they're bad. So protein is not bad, right? You only need 2 things for ketosis. I'll continue to say this until I'm blue in the face and or old and dead and YouTube no longer exists, and that is depleted liver glycogen and extended periods of time with low insulin. It has little to nothing to do with the macronutrient content of your diet, as long as you're finding a way to keep insulin low, and generally that is done by restricting carbohydrates to a minimum. Focus on protein has the highest thermic effect of any macronutrient. Up to 30% of the calories are wasted away as heat just from the body processing, deaminating, and putting that protein to use to rebuild structure in the body itself. That is a huge driver of metabolism as well, and can really help you when you're struggling to keep your metabolism going and your body warm. On those days I have high calorie days, I get most of those calories from leaner cuts of protein, because at the end of the day I still don't want to overeat energy, right? The quickest way to get fat or start putting weight back on is to overeat energy. So when I'm having a high calorie day, I tend to get more of those excess calories from leaner cuts of proteins like sirloin, any form of chicken, pork chops, and that's really about it. And yeah, again, to me, that keeps me warm, it keeps me satiated, it keeps me feeling good without overeating energy, and provides some leeway for that. Get at least 30% of your calories from protein until you start to feel like you're somewhat back to normal again. I really do think that is going to do you the most good. Protein provides is the perfect macro to eat more of, to feel full longer, to get your metabolism ramped back up, and again, your body's going to have to work harder to deaminate and assimilate it, so it's going to do your metabolism the most favors. And because everybody dreadfully undereats it anyways, it leads us down this road where we're overeating energy in the search of the right amount of protein. So if you just focus on the protein anyways, your body will tell you how much energy it needs, and your metabolism will function properly because the hormone signaling is back in the right rhythm within your body. But those are the 4 things I did to kind of reset my metabolism. I included cheat meals more frequently with carbohydrates, clean carbohydrates, and that really did help. So if you have any questions about it, you're worried about trying it, you're worried about incorporating carbohydrates, eating too much protein, overeating fat, leave some questions down in the comments down below. I'll respond to you every chance I get, most definitely. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Share this with anyone you would think would benefit from this information. Check out the links in the description down below. I appreciate you watching. Until the next time, keep up the good work and let's get healthy.